All right, let's learn about Trumpism, because Donald Trump is going to explain to us the definition of Trumpism, which I appreciate because all too often you get these right-wingers who use these terms, but they never define the terms. One thing you can count on from old Donald Trump is he will tell you what terms mean. So let's find out what the definition of Trumpism is. Here we go.
Trumpism, or as some people call it, America First, is very...
Think about the level of conceit already on display here, all right? Think about the level of conceit already on display. This guy thinks that the philosophy of putting America first, if you can even call that a freaking philosophy in the first place, this guy thinks that the philosophy, the very idea of prioritizing America first in global affairs is some sort of thing that he invented. Like prior to that, it never occurred to anyone to put America first. But then he came along and came up with that brilliant philosophy, and that's why that philosophy is called Trumpism, after him, its originator. What a dork. And look at me. Look at me. I, with my little leather crown and my eye makeup and my wizard beard and my unnecessary watch and my bracelets and my rings and my Hamburglar shirt, even I can credibly say this guy is a f***ing dork. And he was the president of your country. How shameful is that? Oof.
Very, very simple. Low taxes and regulation. The most powerful military.
Wow. Cool. We're going to lower taxes, the thing that pay for the military, but keep on spending more and more on the military. What good fiscal sense. I can see why this guy has never gone bankrupt several times as a businessman. Because he's obviously a goddamn business genius. Stop taking in money and spend money. Freaking brilliant, man.
Tariffs and taxes on other countries who have taken advantage of...
Oh, other countries are going to pay for it. Yeah. We're going to tariff and tax those countries. And that's how we're going to pay for our ultra huge military. Yeah, that's going to work out. Because those other countries aren't going to put two and two together and be like, hey, if we stopped paying all these taxes and tariffs to the United States, we probably wouldn't have much to fear from their military since it's entirely funded by us. So let's just stop. They would never put that together.
Of the United States, and which will make
they would never, like, basically Donald Trump is saying here that he wants us to make all of our federal spending, which to him apparently should just be 100% the military, or at least damn near that. All of this money that he wants to spend on our super big military, he wants to put other countries on the line for that money, which where have we heard that before? Remember, initially he said he was going to have Mexico pay for his wall to keep Mexicans out. This guy consistently tries to make people pay for things that are not in their own self-interest. Like, Mexicans were not going to pay for the wall, and they didn't. Other countries that we threaten our military with are not going to fund our military. This is dumb. This guy wants us to fund our programs with other people's money because that's how he always did it. When he was in the business world, he never put up any of his own money for anything. He always put up other people's money. And he thinks that America as a country can just do the same thing. But the problem is, just like how his dumbass got checkmated and bankrupt 50 times in the goddamn business world, that's what would happen to America. We would just get checkmated because other countries are going to realize, hey, this country has created a financial strategy, a taxation strategy, wherein their only source of revenue is us because they're not taxing their own people anymore. More specifically, they're not taxing their billionaires anymore. So it's basically all up to us to fund them. So the second we don't send money into their country anymore, we have them by the balls. They've basically handed us their balls and said, here, protect these. Well, they're not going to, because guess what? Just like you put America first, all those other countries put themselves first, because all countries put themselves first, just like all organisms put themselves first.
The USA rich, debt-free, again, in very quick order.
How the hell is America's going to be rich and debt-free when we lower taxes? That doesn't make sense. We're going to lower taxes, increase spending, make our only source of taxable revenue, or our primary one at least, foreign money, and somehow that's going to make us like rich and debt-free? This is like literal gibberish. This is literal, you do not understand economics, guy. And I know no one truly understands economics. No one truly does. Anyone who claims to is a freaking psychotic, lying lunatic. But this is just insanity. Can you imagine, like, if someone came to you as like the head of your household and proposed this? Like, look, this household is going to take in less money and we're going to spend more money. And anyone who wants to do business with us, we're going to gouge the shit out of them. Like, what do you think the fate of that household would be? Abject poverty, right? The same is true on a national level.
And if countries want to take from the United States, they must pay for the privilege of taking. Protection of our undersea Second Amendment, great health care, low energy prices through...
How the hell are we going to have great health care with low taxes? Every country that has great health care has universal health care, which means healthcare paid for by taxation, which means healthcare that is provided by the raising of taxes. You can't have universal healthcare at current tax rates. So taxes would have to be raised, but we would spend less money in the long run because guess what? Private insurance companies are gouging the out of us. Every time a person gets sick, they're gouged. I will tell you, recently, I went to accompany my wife to visit her sick grandmother, who's 94 years old, who's in the hospital. She was in the hospital, then she was moved to a nursing home, and they kicked her out of the nursing home. They basically lied and said that she could take care of herself, even though she couldn't, because they didn't want to keep her in the nursing home on state dollars. So after they kicked her out of the nursing home and back into her house where she has no means of taking care of herself, you know, I asked the question of like, hey, well, how much would it be for us to just pay to keep her in the nursing home? How much would that be? And the answer was $500 a day. $500 a day for her to sit in a room, in a bed, and get visited by a nurse a couple times a day and get some substandard bland-ass food. $500 a day for that. Why is it $500 a day? It's $500 a day because all these other people staying there are staying there on the dime of insurance companies. When the hospitals know the insurance companies are going to foot the bill, they jack up the rates. And you know what the insurance companies do? They jack up their rates, and then they try to deny coverage as broadly as possible to save money because they got to pay for this shit. This whole system is back-asswards, okay? Wouldn't it make a lot more sense to just have the government cover everyone and negotiate one rate? Of course it would. It's not even hypothetical. We know it works, and we just won't do it because we're so cucked to capitalism that we would literally rather have a horrible healthcare system where private insurance companies make money and then funnel a good chunk of that money to the politicians making the laws. And then those politicians can drum up fear of government-run healthcare when what they're really scared of is not government-run healthcare. They're scared of losing their bribe money. And unless you're going to raise taxes, you can't fix that problem. So don't tell Orange Man is bad. Okay? I know that a lot of times when you criticize Trump, people say, oh, orange man bad, huh? Well, if orange man is going to look me dead in the eye and tell me I am going to lower taxes and increase military spending and we're going to have great health care, then yeah, he's not only a liar. I mean, he's either a liar or a lunatic. Liar or lunatic, take your pick. He's one of the goddamn two.
Energy independence and even dominance. Parental power on school boards.
Parental power on school boards does not actually mean parental power on school boards. Because when it comes to progressive parents trying to raise their kids with their values, the state overrides that. Oh, yeah, that's actually child abuse, in fact. Parental power on school boards really just means right-wing conservative power on school boards. So let's be honest about our phrasing here.
Life. Strong borders.
Life? Just life? Life. Is anyone pro-death? Even most anti-natalists just want humans to stop breeding. They're not necessarily looking for people to die.
And so much more. We will make America great again.
Finally. I've been looking forward to it, man. That's like every day I look outside and I'm like, God, when is someone going to come along and make America great again? Then I look at this beautiful face of Donald Trump here and I say to myself, that's the guy to do it. That's the savior.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, rum. Man, how dumb do you have to be to fall for this goddamn grift? How dumb, how like completely devoid of even an ounce of critical thinking do you honestly have to be to hear some incoherent goddamn gibberish like the shit that Trump just said? Like Trump literally fit more nonsense in that 45 seconds than most politicians fit in their entire lifetime of speaking. How dumb do you have to be to fall for it? I'll answer that for you. It's a rhetorical question. Incredibly dumb. Even Forrest Gump would be like, something don't add up. You know what I mean? Like, how stupid are we as a goddamn country at this point? Where 30% of people or something like that look at this guy and go, yeah, he's on to something. Lower taxes, raise spending, gouge everyone we do business with to make up the difference. He's brilliant. I think Trump voters don't fully buy this stuff, but just like him on the economy. He was talking about the economy. That's the subject I am opining on currently. Open your ears. Ernest P. Worrell would see through the script. Yeah, all of the famous idiots. Something don't add up, you know what I mean, Vern? You know, like, they would all see through it. Peter Griffin would see through it. Homer Simpson would see through it. But 30% of Americans can't see through it. Insane. Absolutely batshit bonkers, my friends. Make America great again. Make America great again. Oh, yeah, we're going to make America great again. Oh, I love them. God bless them. God bless their little souls. You know what I mean? God bless the grifters of the world. God bless the grifters of the world. It's so beautiful. See